Concept cars. Everyone loves them, everyone hopes they come out, and most of the time they never do and leave us crying in the corner with the dregs of what could have been. Still, it's fun to wish, and I decided that I'd make a list of my top 5 favorite concept cars ever. Now, whether it's because they had serious power, state-of-the-art tech, or just look cool. Sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy the video. Alright, little disclaimer, these are my favorite concept cars. I understand if you feel different, but ultimately this is an opinionated video. However, I always love learning more, so feel free to leave your favorite concept car down in the comments below. Now, these cars are in no particular order, so their standing has nothing to do with how much I enjoy each vehicle. Now, let's get into it. Back in the 1960s, it was much more common to find a wedge-shaped car on the racetrack rather than the street. However, the Holden Hurricane was a beast that was designed for the street. However, it never even made it that far. This car was extremely ahead of its time, including a navigation system, a backup camera, digital displays, and temperature control. In 1969, it was powered by a 4.2-liter V8 engine, making roughly 260 horsepower. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but this car was tiny. It was only about 39 inches high, 71 inches wide, and 162 inches long. That's literally up to like... Wait, how much is 39 inches? Hang on, let me search up Google for a second. Alright, there's the answer. That's about 1 yard tall. That's only 3 feet, or a meter for anyone who's watching this in Europe. I highly doubt anyone is. All these measurements meant that it just couldn't work with conventional doors. So the guys at Holden decided to give it a clamshell hardtop that shifted forward so you could hop into it like Speed Racer in the Mach 5. Why do I mention Speed Racer so much? On top of that, it weighed a light as a feather, 2,250 pounds without fluids. It wasn't blisteringly fast, it had a 0 to 60 time of roughly 5.3 seconds, but dang, it looked good doing it. Now, if you saw my last video, hint, go watch it, you would know that the Deora 2 is one of my favorite cars of all time. Little did 3-year-old me know, however, it was actually based on a custom car that became a concept car. In 1967, two brothers named Mike and Larry Alexander decided to unveil their heavily customized 1965 Dodge A100. I have no idea how you get from this to this. What they ended up with was a beautiful, golden, space-agey truck thing that could probably get you killed in a very minor fender bender. Now remember, airbags weren't really required until the 80s, so really you would have driven this car or died trying. Probably died. It was powered by a slant 6 engine making a very weak 101 horsepower. But in this car, you weren't really worried about getting point A to point B as fast as you could. You were about style. Everything about this car is as elegant and beautiful as it is bizarre. The interior feels like a classic interpretation of the future. The exterior is unique. I love this car and I want one really bad. This is a little side note, but if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe. I love to hear feedback from the video. I love to hear everything that anyone has to say. So, do that, please. I don't know how to beg for likes. Please. The Holden FG is a world-renowned classic car that has found a home in the hearts of Americans, Australians, and everywhere in between. So what do you want to do when you want to hit that same success from 50 years ago and get all the fanboys up in arms, all excited about everything? You make a new model that actually sticks close to what made the original so special. The Holden FG is a car that's made in 2005 that looks like it could have jumped straight out of the 1950s. Its sleek, beautiful body style represents the space age it came from, but the engine is as different as it can possibly be. It's powered by a 6-liter supercharged LS V8 that cranks out an extremely powerful 644 horsepower. It was designed to have an eggplant purple paint job and an equally beautiful cream-colored interior. It's got more chrome than most modern cars have. Basically, it's a show car made at the factory that can race the pants off of most modern cars. Allegedly. I couldn't find any stats about weight or 0 to 60 times, so there's a chance that there was never a running model, which is a real shame because that would have been crazy. This Corvette Stingray actually makes me sad that it was never released because it looks so amazing. This is a Corvette concept made in the late 1950s that was designed to push the envelope on everything. It was made to push the boundaries of styling, horsepower, handling. Oh my gosh, I love this car. The body feels and looks like a futuristic race car. The side pipes look incredible, and it makes 315 horsepower from a 348 cubic inch V8. In 1959. Sure, the Corvette that eventually came out took some design cues from the Stingray racer, but it just, in my opinion, it doesn't look as cool. The car still got some love from Hot Wheels World Race, where it's driven for the Wave Rippers by Marky Wilde. On top of that, the engine sound is amazing. It's super throaty, and it just feels so... This car feels like the embodiment of American muscle, and I love every time that I see a picture of it. Now we get to pretty much the only modern car on this list, the Dodge Elephant Supercharger. I gotta be careful, my mom doesn't like when I say hell. Hell. This thing was only unveiled a year ago to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the classic 1968 Dodge Charger. The body in this thing is the perfect combination of classic muscle and new muscle. Instead of going the simple route of showing off the new engine and just putting it into a 1968 Dodge Charger, the designers at Dodge went all out for it. They went back to the drawing board and said, how can we make this thing cooler? Let's shoot exhaust out the taillights! Woo! God, that was loud. I'm so sorry for everyone that's like my next door neighbor. I'm in a dorm. I seriously love that rear end. On top of the new body stylings, it was a husk that held the beautiful new crate engine that Dodge was releasing that year, the Elephant. A 7-liter V8 which makes 1,000 horsepower and 950 pound-feet of torque. I wish I had $30,000 right now just throw into the Skylark. I'm pretty sure that would literally rip my entire car apart. I don't think it can handle that kind of power. This thing is fast. Probably. I couldn't find specs, but I guarantee this thing's quarter mile is in the single digits. The engine also sounds beautiful. And that just about wraps this video up. If you liked the video, please click like, maybe subscribe. You know, you don't have to, but
it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
I swear I'd love you forever. What's your favorite concept car? You know, let me know in the comments below. Give me some stats. I love learning about this kind of stuff. I probably should be paying more attention to school. Feel free to put whatever else you want in the comments below. I try to answer every single one if I can. You know, it's probably only like 2 or 3 per video, so it's kind of easy. Without further ado, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.